Next, let us move to the intellectual session with Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit, Vice-chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, a true embodiment of excellence and inspiration, who has carved a niche through outstanding contributions in the field of education and research. She has not only achieved great professional milestones, but also stayed rooted to the values of integrity, innovation. Today, we are truly privileged to have you amidst us as we celebrate the spirit of excellence and knowledge. Let us give a warm and heartfelt welcome to Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit. We request you to kindly come on to the dais and grace this occasion with your presence. Let us welcome her with a big round of applause. Dr. B. Kumari, Associate Professor, will introduce Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit to the august gathering.
Very good morning to one and all, respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, esteemed members of the academic community, alumni and dear students. On the momentous occasion of the auspicious celebration of our college, University College of Engineering, JNTUK, commemorating 80 years of service to technical education and innovation, and in conjunction with the National Workshop on the Role of National Education Policy 2020 in Swarna, Andhra and Viksit, Bharat 2047, it is our highest honor to welcome a distinguished scholar, visionary leader, and a true icon of academic excellence, Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit as a distinguished speaker. Her presence greatly enriches this occasion and strengthens our commitment to educational excellence and national progress. Professor Panditji is a name that commands respect across the academic landscape of India and beyond. She currently serves as the Vice-chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, one of the most prestigious institutions in the country. Her appointment in February 2022 made history as she became the first woman and the first alumna to ever hold this eminent position. Her leadership is an inspiring milestone in Indian higher education. Madam born in Leningrad, USSR, now St. Petersburg, Russia, and raised in India. Professor Panditji's academic journey is as remarkable as it is inspiring. She is a gold medalist in both her bachelor's degree in history and social psychology and her master's in political science from Presidency College, Chennai, a testimony to her early brilliance. She pursued her MPhil and PhD in international relations from the prestigious School of International Studies, JNTUK, with her doctoral thesis focusing on Parliament and foreign policy in India, the Nehru years. She further enriched her global perspective through postdoctoral research in peace and conflict studies at Uppsala University, Sweden. Her academic career began as a lecturer in political science at Goa University and later flourished at Savitribai Phule Pune University, where she rose through the rank to become a professor of political science and served as a director of the International Center from 2001 to 2007. Professor Panditji is not only an educator but also a political researcher and a thought leader. Her scholarly output includes over 170 publications comprising journal articles, book chapters and conference papers. She has authored several acclaimed books such as Parliament and Foreign Policy in India, Restructuring Environmental Governance in Asia, Ethics and Policy, Cultural Diplomacy, Buddhism and India's Outlook East Policy, Retreat of the State, Drug Trafficking in Asia, and many more. She has guided and mentored more than 30 PhD scholars and several MPhil students, nurturing generations of future researchers and policy experts. Her leadership extends beyond academics. She has served on several prestigious bodies including the University Grants Commission, Indian Council of Social Science Research, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, and many other national policy forums. She is currently the president of the Indian Political Science Association, a position she holds after serving as its vice president from 2012 to 2015 that reflects her stature and leadership in the academic community. In recognition of her wide-ranging contributions, Professor Panditji has been conferred with numerous awards including the Vice Chancellor Award of 2010, Vice-chancellor Award for Women Leaders in the Next Decade in Education in 2004, The Sushma Swaraj Shri Shakti Award in 2022, the Ambassador of Peace Award by the Universal Peace Federation 2022, and many more. These honors stand as a testament to her unwavering commitment to academic excellence and nation building. A polyglot, she is fluent in Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Sanskrit and English, and has reading knowledge of several other Indian languages, reflecting her cultural rootedness and linguistic inclusivity. As Vice-chancellor, she has introduced progressive reforms in JNU, most notably the decision to adopt the gender-neutral title Kulguru for Vice-chancellor, which signifies a deep commitment to equality, Indian civilizational values, and the cultural transformation in higher education. Madam, as we at University College of Engineering, Kakinada, JNTUK celebrate 8 decades of engineering excellence, innovation and social responsibility, we are deeply inspired by your presence. Your life and work reflect the highest ideals of scholarship, integrity, leadership and national service. On behalf of the University College of Engineering, Kakinada, JNTUK, I take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt gratitude and warm welcome to you, ma'am. We are honored by your presence and look forward to your guidance and insights. It is truly an honor to present a brief glimpse of her extraordinary biodata. We are indeed a privilege to have her with us today. Thank you for the opportunity. Now I respectfully invite Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit to address the gathering.
అందరూ మహానుభావులకి నా శతకోటి వందనాలు, నమస్కారాలు. నా మాతృభాష తెలుగు, బట్ నేను ఎప్పుడు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో పెరగల. నేను చెన్నైలో పెరిగాను. తమిళనాడు నా రాజ్యం. దానివల్ల మా నాన్నగారు తెనాలి, గుంటూరు, మా మదర్ నెల్లూరు. సో పేరెంట్స్ ఇద్దరు. మదర్ ఆల్సో ప్రొఫెసర్ ఆఫ్ తెలుగు అండ్ ఆవిడ ఇండియా స్టడీస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రష్యాలో తెలుగు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. ఇవాళ కూడా తెలుగు చైర్ అక్కడ ఉంది. అండ్ తన పుస్తకం ఉంది, హౌ టు టీచ్ తెలుగు త్రూ రష్యన్ అండ్ హౌ టు టీచ్ తమిళ్ త్రూ రష్యన్. సో if you want, I will mix English and Telugu if you want. Respected Vice-chancellor Prasad Garu, eminent alumni, faculty, I thank the JNTU College for inviting me to Kakinada. Let me tell you, this is my first visit to Kakinada. I have come to Visakhapatnam several times, but never come to Kakinada. Rajamandri daka vachanu last year, but Kakinada karala nenu. So for your 80 years celebrations, మన ఇద్దరు జవహర్లాల్ నెహ్రూ పేరులో యూనివర్సిటీస్ పెట్టుకున్నాం. And I think we are the topmost. It is JNU is India's topmost university and the international QS rankings lo kuda subject lo we gave the 20th rank to India, the highest rank ever India has produced, beating IITs and IITs maato compare cheyadam chaala tappu. Enduka they are engineering colleges like you. But their fees is 10 lakhs for 5 years. JNU fee structure ఎవరైనా గెస్ట్ చేయగలరా? 10 రూపాయలు, 20 రూపాయలు. And totally funded by the Union Government of India. Central government complete funds ఇస్తారు. జవహర్లాల్ 2000 acre campus ఇందిరా గాంధీ గారు ఇచ్చారు JNUకి. Started in 1966, మేము చాలా much younger than you. 66 separate act of parliament. మేము ఇంకా అన్ని సెంట్రల్ యూనివర్సిటీస్తో రాము. We have a separate act of parliament. And 1969 ఈ యూనివర్సిటీ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. We have 14 schools and 10 special centers అండి. And recently, about 5 years back, we started engineering school. So we are very young compared to you, but we are having 600 students from JEE in 3 streams Sunday: mechanical, computer engineering, electrical and electronics. These are the 3 streams, and we have B.Tech, M.Tech and PhD. And somehow students JNU వస్తే బయటికి వెళ్ళనంటారు. ఢిల్లీ ఐఐటి మా పక్కనే, వీఆర్ నేబర్స్. బట్ అక్కడ కూడా వెళ్ళడం బికాస్ ద ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్ ద JNU ఆఫర్స్. ఇంజనీరింగ్కి 10,000 and we are a little higher there. But ఇంకా అన్ని కోర్సెస్, బయోటెక్నాలజీ, బయోఇన్ఫర్మాటిక్స్, నానో సైన్సెస్ అంతా 10 రూపాయలు, 20 రూపాయలు. You just write CUET, net JRF, and JNU రాగలరు. సో ఆ యూనివర్సిటీకి నేను ఫస్ట్ 13th వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ అండి. ఫస్ట్ ఉమెన్ నేను తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఇట్ వాజ్ వెరీ వెరీ పోలరైజ్. మీకు తెలుసు, నా ముందున్న వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ టైంలో చాలా వైలెన్స్ అనేది క్యాంపస్ మీద. So very polarized campus this time, but today I can assure you we are one of the most peaceful campuses. And back to research and academia. So maybe మీ వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ గారు చెప్పినట్లాగా మాతృదేవో భవ, దాని తర్వాత పితృ అండి. మాతృభావం వల్ల మేబీ వీఆర్ మోర్ కంపాషనేట్. సో యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఆర్ రన్ బెటర్. సో మోర్ విమెన్ లీడర్షిప్ ద బెటర్. మీరు నాతో అగ్రీ చేస్తారు దట్ ఇండియా ఇస్ ఆల్సో ఫెమినిస్ట్ సివిలైజేషన్ అండి. మన దేవుళ్ళందరికీ మన పెళ్ళం పేరు మీదే పేరు. ఉమాపతి, సీతాపతి, లక్ష్మీపతి, పత్ని లేదండి. సో ఎవరు ముందు రావడం? సో దానివల్ల నేను అనేది మనం ఫెమినిస్ట్ సివిలైజేషన్. అండ్ ఇందిరా గారి క్యాబినెట్ లో మాకే ఇంపార్టెంట్ పోర్ట్ఫోలియోస్ అండి. ఇదేంటి, నాలెడ్జ్ సరస్వతి, మహాలక్ష్మి డబ్బు అండ్ ప్రాస్పెరిటీ అనవచ్చు, అండ్ దుర్గా పార్వతి పవర్. సో నేను ఎప్పుడు అంటాను, దిస్ ఇస్ ఐ కమ్ టు JNTU, a place of సరస్వతి. మహాలక్ష్మి వస్తే మనం దుర్గా అవ్వచ్చు. సో దానివల్ల it is very very important. And today you have invited me to talk on NEP 2020. I will try to say also reorienting STEM for Viksit Bharat. NEP 2020 మీకు చాలా మంది చెప్పుంటారు. See, ఈ పాలసీ nearly about 36 years తర్వాత వచ్చింది. ఈ పాలసీ is not the last policy. అన్ని పాలసీస్లో పాజిటివ్ ఉంటాయి, నెగిటివ్ కూడా ఉండొచ్చు. బట్ మనం ఈ పాలసీలో ఏమి పాజిటివ్ ఉన్నాయి, మన ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్కి మనం ఏం తీసుకోగలం, ఇది చూడాలి. JNUలో కూడా మేము ఇంప్లిమెంటెడ్ NEP, ఎస్పెషలీ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఆఫ్ IKS. Recently we concluded the first international conference on Indian knowledge systems, called some of the greatest scholars from all over the world, Princeton, Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, who are working on Indian knowledge systems. We had an excellent brainstorming for 3 days. Manjul Bhargav came, he spoke on the concept of zero and its evolution. And chala mandi vacharu from Bombay, IIT, Ramasubramaniam, lot of them, Mahadevan from Bangalore, వీళ్ళందరూ వచ్చారు. యంగ్ స్కాలర్స్ కూడా వచ్చారు, ఎవరెవరు నేర్చుకోవాలి. సో బేసిక్లీ మేము సంస్కృతంకే పెట్టుకోవాలి. అన్ని రీజనల్ లాంగ్వేజెస్, ట్రైబల్ లిటరేచర్స్ దీంట్లో, అండ్ ఓరల్ ట్రెడిషన్. మన ఇండియన్ నాలెడ్జ్ సిస్టంలో ఓరల్ ట్రెడిషన్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. We don't have oral history departments. So in JNU we are going to start oral history departments, which will include stories, artisans, crafts, all these things in it. And then NEP 2020, if you see what is it that I think are the important features. One, emphasis on international collaboration and global exposure. NEP 2020 focuses on increased international collaboration and global exposure for students. One, you can have, we have students coming in from Europe, America, to come and do a semester in Jawaharlal. మా స్టూడెంట్స్ తో చదువుకుని we transfer credits back to their universities. They come to do different subjects lo ragalaru, meeru even it can be done in engineering. It aims to create a skilled workforce with the necessary knowledge and skills to meet industry demands and contribute to the country's economic growth. Ikkade I want to make a very important suggestions to engineering colleges. Okati, if most of you see, despite being one of the world's leading engineering institutions and home to thousands of technical colleges, India faces a growing national concern and reliance on foreign companies and firms for essential technical services. Recently, most of you know AI-171 air crash. One of the theories is it was sabotage. The mechanic was Turkey mechanic and Sedic Aviation. And you know, during Operation Sindoor, Turkey supported Pakistan and hit us with a lot of drones with China. So my question I am asking all of you, and JNTU is one of the premier engineering colleges. I don't tell the IITs because they educate their graduates to go abroad. They don't serve India. ISRO ever unnarandi IIT graduate. ISRO today is doing brilliantly. IIT వెళ్ళి చదువుకోవాలని లేదండి, ఎక్కడైనా చదువుకుని you can become ISRO చూడండి, ఒక్క IIT graduate. అంత రీజనల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజెస్, స్టేట్ యూనివర్సిటీస్. So a good example that has emerged recently is the reliance on Turkey's Sedic Aviation, which manages airport ground handling, maintenance and aircraft servicing in all Indian airports for a country that sends satellites into orbit, reaches Mars in one go, develops the most sophisticated missile system and nuclear program, and no outside help, runs one of the world's sophisticated technologically advanced weapon systems, does medicinal wonders and moves ahead, aspires to become a global manufacturing hub. Such dependency is neither technical nor logistical, but rather reflective of wrong priorities that are both intellectual and institution driven. In other words, the failure lies not in our capabilities, but in our priorities. And the failure is most sharply visible in the yawning disconnect between our IITs and other HEIs and the real engineering demands of rising Bharat. These institutions were set up with a clear vision to produce high-quality engineers who would drive nation building. Over the decades, that vision has been compromised as these institutions, instead of aligning with emerging national sectors like aerospace maintenance, defense production, logistics, and large-scale systems engineering, have drifted towards theoretical research, doing legwork and seeking validity from Western academics. For example, courses in MRO, maintenance, repair and overhaul aviation logistics, or ground infrastructure remains virtually non-existent. India's civil aviation sector has expanded dramatically in the last 15 years. Yet, there are no full-fledged training pipelines from our top-tier institutes to service that industry. The irony is striking. While we train thousands of engineers every year, we cannot find skilled manpower to maintain or manage our own aircraft. This is not just another missed economic opportunity, but a strategic and security level concern. No developed country outsources such sensitive technical infrastructure, yet we have done precisely that. That this has not happened is an indictment not just of engineering colleges but an entire STEM higher education ecosystem that has become allergic to applied learning, national alignment and industrial responsiveness. This disconnect becomes all the more dangerous when viewed in light of India's ambitions to become in the Amrit Kal, Viksit Bharat, to become in Amrit Kal, Viksit Bharat goes beyond the GDP numbers or global rankings. The vision concerns genuine self-reliance, building systems, value supply chains and institutions that no longer look outward for solutions to domestic, technological and infrastructural needs. A key pillar of that vision must be a reimagined STEM education which doesn't just chase publication counts or Silicon Valley dreams but becomes foundational to civilizational rebuilding. Unfortunately, why I am appealing to JNTU is you have not got into the virus that the IITs have got. Because they are now competing with JNU in social sciences. Unfortunately, while the IITs have failed to respond to national technological priorities, they have found the time, money and institutional will to expand into humanities and social sciences, not as complementary disciplines, but as full-fledged ideological projects. What should have been a support structure to encourage ethical and interdisciplinary thinking in engineering has become a Trojan horse for ideological capture. Several IITs today house HSS departments indistinguishable from the worst elements of grievance-driven social science faculties elsewhere. They beat JNU in left, let me tell you. JNU has become moderate, sir. These departments act as echo chambers for imported theories on gender, caste, climate guilt, post-colonial resentment and anti-national activism. The IIT brand lends these theories unwarranted legitimacy. Many students entering to become engineers exit with a toolkit of intellectual self-loathing and suspicion towards the very nation that subsidized their education. That is not interdisciplinarity. This is ideological colonization funded by public money and justified in the name of academic freedom. Public universities may still offer some diversity of thought within the humanities, but in the IITs, the HSS department has become bastions of woke, jihadi, academic complex that remained detached from India's civilizational ethos and hostile to the ideas of Bharat as a coherent cultural entity. Indeed, the NEP 2020 envisioned interdisciplinary learning, but not as a license for ideological mischief. Science institutions must exercise a great caution in opening themselves to areas where training, intent and philosophical grounding are essential. Without ground rails, this trend will only worsen and risk hollowing the institutions from within. It is also important to ask, why must a scientific engineering institution like IIT replicate what JNU, DU and BHU already do? And in many cases, do with a far more diverse academic spectrum. IIT has not got any Nobel Prize and heroes data. నేను చదివిన 2 ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ లోనే నోబెల్ ప్రైజ్. ప్రెసిడెన్సీ కాలేజ్ చెన్నై నుంచి ఇద్దరు ఫిజిక్స్ లో, సివి రామన్ అండ్ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం చంద్రశేఖర్, అండ్ జవహర్లాల్ నెహ్రూ యూనివర్సిటీ నుంచి ఎకనామిక్స్ లో 2 ఎకనామిక్స్ నోబెల్ ప్రైజ్ విన్నర్స్. అమర్త్య సేన్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ అండ్ అభిజిత్ బెనర్జీ 10 ఏళ్ళు మా స్టూడెంట్. ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ కి కలవడానికి ముందు కూడా చెప్పాడు, గంగా సాబా చాయ్ తాగే వస్తాను, అప్పుడే కలుస్తాను అన్నాడు. So please remember, IITs have not produced Nobel Prize winners. It is regional universities that have produced Nobel Prize winners. Not. So Dani Valla, I am telling most of you, don't feel inferior. If the IITs continue to dabble in areas that neither they understand nor culturally align with, they will lose the sight of their own mission. The way things are working today in these institutions is not only serving as a distraction, but also as an institutional crisis in the making. The resources, energy and prestige of these institutions must be directed towards solving real-world Indian problems, not amplifying theoretical grievances imported from Marxist ideologies. The solution is not to wall off disciplines entirely or return to narrow technical instruction. Rather, it is to reassert the original mission of scientific and technical education to serve the national interest. If NEP's vision of holistic learning is to succeed, then IITs and other technical higher education institutions like JNTUK should first get their house in order. That means prioritizing mission critical sectors like aerospace servicing, defense production, advanced manufacturing, cyber physical systems, disaster logistics, and public infrastructure design. Strong incentives must exist to create dedicated tracks and vocational academic bridges in areas such as aircraft maintenance, airport systems engineering, and secure logistics. This is not mere technocracy. It is the backbone of sovereignty. If we do not produce engineers who can fix a fighter jet, run a radar system, or manage critical airport tech, we will remain economically and strategically vulnerable. The Turkish example must be a wake-up call. Why should firms like Celebi Aviation and Turkey Mechanic be here at all? With a population of 1.4 billion and the best engineering talent pool in the world, India must not just ask this question, but build institutions that ensure it never has to happen again. National security is as important aspect of the Viksit Bharat 2047, and we are facing terrorism in all forms, and this is cyber aerospace terrorism. We talk so much on skilling and connecting for industry, and AI 171, mysterious crash, and our worst air disaster exposes that our engineering colleges have grossly failed to deliver. There is a huge gap between industry needs and what the best engineering colleges are doing to the national vision and mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat and NEP 2020. We are in a crucial decade. India's rise is not guaranteed. It depends on whether we can transform how we educate our brightest minds. Either we course correct and watch institutions of immense national importance become intellectually captured, technically irrelevant, and economically parasitic, or otherwise NEP has given us a broad canvas. But now each institution must decide whether it will paint a future that serves Bharat or descend into abstract, adversarial and ultimately anti-national scholarship. That the choice is not between science and humanities. It is between national service and national subversion. For Viksit, Bharat and NEP 2020 to become a reality, our institutions, I appeal to institutions like JNTUK as well to become a reality, particularly in STEM engineering, must align their vision with India's needs, not Western universities or imported ideologies. Because the next war may not be won by missiles alone, but by engineers who can keep them operational and secure at home for a sovereign and self-reliant Bharat. So me engineer చేతుల్లోనే వచ్చే యుద్ధం ఉంది. Whether you will keep India secure or not. అందరికీ నా ధన్యవాదాలు. Thank you very much.
Madam, one question, I don't know how far it's relevant for this. Actually, we are talking of Indian knowledge systems and the relation to the higher education. Actually, you're a history background. As far as I believe wrong, please pardon me for my ignorance. History is deviated mostly because of British historians. Some very important things. Even in America, has not mentioned anything about possibility. In that background, how Indian knowledge system has to be introduced to the higher education? I am Professor K. Bharat, Madam, Professor of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Thank you, Madam.
See, Indian knowledge system, many of you mistake, it is like the Western methodology. Like you have Descartes, I am therefore I am. But say that Aham Brahmasmi. Can be, see there's a long way to go. Indian knowledge system first has to be systematized properly. That is what we talked in JNU for 3 days. How it has to be an architecture. It cannot be one paper that will be put. Like for example, engineering. How was the Sun Temple built? Most of you know the sun god was suspended by magnets. How was he done? Or even you take the Brihadishwara temple in Tanjavur. How are they built? Today you are building bridges which fall in 5 years. How did these structures, with no, we are claiming that they didn't have any engineering skills, and still how have they done it? So what we are saying is there is a disconnect, you are right. Because of invasions and then the colonial history, and don't worry, even the JNU historians distorted history. History, what is history? Facts are sacred, interpretations can vary. JNU historians said interpretations are sacred, facts can vary. So, and then that is why the whole controversy now with NCERT books also is coming up. See, basically in engineering what I am saying is you don't have to put one paper. Chemical engineering, our great chemists and Aryabhatta, mathematics, all this, how are we going to use these, what skills we have? How are we going to connect it? All of you who are alumni, who are brilliant, who have worked, who know both theory and practice, how are you going to see that whatever we have built, India has built in architecture, chemical engineering, and the concept of zero, it's not the Arabic numerals, it is the Hindu numerals, which the Arabs took. Zero comes from Shunyata, and where? From Andhra Pradesh, Nagarjuna, the great Buddhist monk from Nagarjuna Konda in Guntur district. So it is from here you get that it is not only a numeral, it is a symbol, it is also a concept. How are you going to, that is why I am saying please read the brilliant work written by Manjul Bhargav from Princeton University. He is a mathematician, he is not a historian. So Indian knowledge system that has nothing to do only with social sciences or history. It has to do, it is a basic narrative architecture of the Indian knowledge systems. Do we have one? If so, what is it? That is what we are trying to rediscover. And that can, and there are a lot of engineering wonders. You see the structures built, or even the chemical compounds we knew of iron very early. We had urban civilizations in Keladi, Raki, Gargi and all, which is 10,000 years old. Meaning the invaders didn't teach us. We taught them. By carbon dating we are finding out. So when we had this knowledge, we lost it somewhere. So what is it? Is it because it was an oral history? Smriti and Shruti. It was not written. Was that the problem? And if it was not written, how much of it can we get back and do it? So people like you are the ones who can do. You must be able to write textbooks in these areas. So it is a long journey. We are just beginning. The present government is supporting the scheme, and NEP 2020 gives us that opportunity to connect tradition with modernity, continuity with change, realm with region, and myth with reality, and theory with praxis. So you teachers, please remember, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So all the acharyas and the gurus are expected to contribute to this. That is why, so it's an entire knowledge system, not a paper.
Any other questions? Mr. Bharat.
Thank you, madam, for wonderful your insights and also inspiring the people. I'm Gurudat Velpula. I'm International Director. I'm coming from Sweden. So, of the Institute of Technology, which we are collaborating with a lot of Indian institutions as well. My question is, madam, regarding this NEP policy. And I know that NEP policy is actually encouraging internationalization. And that's a really great welcome. And we are all very happy for it, all European institutions and Swedish institutions. My question was like, today NEP is promoting the mobilities across the world, and that is fine. But is there any NEP policy which support or encourage mobility within the institutions in India? Like the states, like the student from Kakinada could come and study at your university, get empowered, because we have seen a success in the, if I just compare with India with Europe and European countries as a states, I mean the great potential of intellectual ability and research and education has come out of Erasmus and European mobility. And you have been, I have seen your profile and you have esteemed knowledge in all the areas. So I would like to see how, are we going to see in the future where the mobility and faculty mobility among the institutions and can happen?
Good question, very good question. Let me tell you that it is to the different institution heads to make this change. For the first time in the existence of JNU, we have signed with Delhi IIT, just asking sharing research facilities. We have an animal house. They don't want to have one, and they have a high processor computer which they are ready to share with us. So for the first time, though we are neighbors, we had Spit Mackie, we had music, dance and all, but not academics. We used to work in silos. Most of us in India work in silos, which is very, very for Nirmalana. We don't, somehow we are very scared about somebody else. But now we are doing, let me say one other thing, the Prime Minister Research Fund, ANRF, recently gave 500 crores to top 7 institutions in India in science research, basic science research. And the top universities will handhold 2-tier and 3-tier institutions. Let me tell you, for the first time in the history of Jawaharlal Nehru University, we got it. Our life science See, we are not a social science university. Out of the 14 schools, 10 schools are science schools. They are not so, but the most notorious schools are the social science because they are not good politics. And because of that, we got 500 crores. We are hand-holding Central University of Punjab, Central University of Tejpur and State Universities, Cotton University and Behrampur University to bring their research to on par with at least JNU. JNU are the only two universities which got. IIT's got 3, one NIT Roorkela, Indian Institute of Science and HCU, Central University Hyderabad and Jawaharlal Nehru. We got 500 crores. We will get and we get that money to buy high-end instrumentation. Another JNU has is what is called the AIRF. That is Instrumentation Center, where DST and DBT gives us huge grants and we buy very high-end instrumentation. Industry uses and we allow other universities and students from everywhere to come and do their research at a very nominal fee, like JNU fees, which is as good as free education. So that is there, and you're right, JNU has a very good Erasmus program in the School of International Studies. We get most of our students from Europe for the Global Studies program for nearly last 30 years we are running it. And that is there. But within India, you're right, we have to still further. So I will tell JNTU Vice-chancellor that JNU and we, maybe JNU can learn from their engineering. We have a new engineering school and we have computer science and computer and integrative sciences, nanotechnology, biotechnology, life sciences, physical science. Most of you must be knowing Anand Ranganathan. He is a professor from JNU in molecular medicine. He talks anything but molecular medicine, that's it. But he is one of the top malaria experts and he is a chemist. So we have very good faculty and wherever we can do it, we have done it with a lot of regional colleges where we are allowing them to come and use our facilities and also have MOE. So it is now more individual driven and individual institution driven rather than national movement. And Indians basically, don't like to move out. I don't know about Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtrians don't like. For them, Pune is the Punya Bhumi. Pune or USA. Nothing, maybe Andhra also. Andhra and USA, nothing in between. So I would say please come. Though one professor told me Delhi is so polluted that he was sick in 2 days. That is a major thing. But JNU has 2,000 acres, beautiful greenery. We are the only green campus in India. 40% greenery. With peacocks, we have many guys. All very nice like us. They look ferocious, but they don't do anything. So please come. Sir, you're right. It is individual driven. Even with IIT Delhi, I just started it. We now have joint PhDs. We can also have joint projects, sir. Joint projects also between professors who are working in the same field. Apply for grants from the union government. All that can be done. Because we do with a lot of international scholars.
Yes, exactly.
Right, but his question is very, very valid because mobility. And we run every year summer school and School of Environmental Sciences runs in green energy. And we select scholars from all over the country and Government of India Environment Department funds the summer school. 4 weeks training. So I tell all of you, please take, keep your eye on all the websites and see it. That is my answer to you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, madam. Congratulations first of all for being the Honorable Vice-chancellor of a prestigious university in India which has found its place in international ranking. And secondly, Madam, you have hit very hard on the straight on the head of the nail by highlighting the contributions of state universities and regional universities over IITs. The role of graduates from state universities is really commendable, Madam. You have rightly pointed out. And the next point is that Santishree, the name. Till 2-3 years back, we used to see so many articles reading regarding JNU, situation in JNU, and so many things, right? It's a befitting name for you. You bring back that Shanti to the university. Congratulations for all that contribution. And we are really thankful for your clarity of thought, your focus, your determination, your charismatic personality, and above all, subtle sense of humor. If you have put the audience completely on higher note, a very good beginning for the day. Thank you all. Thank you very much for your wonderful participation in the interaction.